Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. Now, my idea was to make a bunch of Attack on Titan videos. This was kind of the month for it. I really was in Attack on Titan mood, but obviously COVID has delayed the release of Attack on Titan. So as a result, I was like, wait a minute. I just found out Uru-chan, no, sorry, that's unordinary. SIU is back. You know what I'm saying? So Tower of God is off hiatus. Thank you, Lord. So I'm back on my Tower of God stuff. I've been trying to make videos every now and then. I made one on Jahad, which I thought was a really good ass video. Shout out to y'all. Y'all seem to like those type of video too. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing review chapters. I might switch my content, minus like weak hero and stuff. I might switch my content to more talking about characters and talking about stuff because they seem to get the most likes. They seem to get the not always the highest interaction, but sometimes the highest interaction, like my webtoon video, my Wangnan video. You know what I'm saying? Like people like those kind of focused stuff. So if you guys comment down below what type of character from all the stuff I read, if you guys already aware of the channel, or even stuff that I don't read that you guys want me to check out, I might do character breakdowns. I think I'm gonna do a solo leveling warrior one or solo leveling one. No, a solo warrior. What is it? Just solo leveling character breakdown at some point. But it's a one character show really, so like it's not too much to do. But so yeah, let me know. But today I want to focus on the antagonist, one of my favorite antagonists in Rachel. I think she's a phenomenal antagonist. I don't know if she's necessarily a villain because she's willing to do a bit more than everybody else to reach the top of the tower. But I feel like most people in the tower are willing to do a lot of the shit that she does to get to the top of the tower. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really consider her a villain. Jahad, you might consider a villain, but I don't really consider him a villain either. He does some bad villainous shit, but he's not just like a mustache twirling villain. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about Rachel. Rachel is a character that we follow from the start of the webtoon. Now I stopped. I didn't cover the anime post episode 1 because honestly it did such a disservice to that arc, man. It did such a fucking disservice to it. The art style, look, I thought the art style was kind of a good idea, but the more I watched it, it was like it takes away from it. It doesn't. You don't immerse yourself into it as much as you could if it was just a regular ass drawn ass style. You know what I'm saying? I think they had budget issues, but I think if I was the creator, I would have delayed it until we got a bigger budget. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the most read webtoons of all time, so I don't know. It was disappointing. It was disappointing to say the least. So that it doesn't. Yeah, let me just stop complaining about it. Let me continue talking about Rachel. Rachel, anyway, man. We meet Rachel, and we know that she's close with Baam, right? There's an intriguing part here because some people say that, well, Rachel could leave the cave and stuff like that they were in, but you also have to remember that she was forced. She herself says that she was forced back into that cave all the time. So over time, she ended up growing to hate this kid that she met, that she raised, that she mothered. You know what I'm saying? And because of the limitations that she had, because we still don't know what the fuck happened, how they were outside, how they both got inside. Like, were they on the outer tower or where the fuck were they? Why was Baam unable to get out of that cave? Like, there's so much we don't know that I can't wait until we eventually find out. It's one of those I don't mind waiting for a little bit, but I would love to know how Rachel, what forced Rachel to go back. Even if we don't know how Baam was stuck in there, it'd be good to know why Rachel was forced back in there. You know what I'm saying? Was it to prevent him from ever breaking into the tower? Because it seems unlikely, because by her dreaming of being in the tower, it forced him to go into the tower, right? So was she sent by by Fog to, or people similar to Fog, or by Bam's mother or whatever beforehand, in order for her to to have, because she had that dream of going into the tower and seeing the sky, right? and that's the reason Bam ends up breaking into the tower and as an irregular, right? So it's super interesting. But personally, I understand her hatred of Bam because it's jealousy, right? And I think it's a reasonable jealousy, right? So it's her dream to go into the tower, right? She gets there. She's also quote unquote an irregular. Some say it was Bam that opened the door and then she just happened to go in. But I feel like if that was the case, they would have both fell in. So I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. I don't know. I think none of us really know the answer. The author hasn't really said the answer until he maybe clarifies that later on. I don't think it's going to be the case because she does have Sinsu resistance and all that stuff. And I feel like if she wasn't an irregular, she's a super weak irregular, or an anomaly irregular. I don't know, but that has to come with something special, right? I don't know. It's interesting, but if she is an irregular, she's the weakest irregular of all time. So because when we meet, I can't remember the guy's name, but y'all know the guy, the alien looking dude in floor one. He basically he's like, you don't belong here, like you this shit wasn't for you. So maybe that theory is correct, that but Bam wasn't meant to be there either. He's an irregular, so you know what I'm saying, same shit. Like, so I don't know how Rachel ended up being the type of irregular she is, but it's really intriguing. I can't wait until CU covers that. But basically, it was her dream, but she gets there, flaps. She's scared to die. She's like, bro, like, why is this shit so unfair? Like, this shit crazy. Like, you giving me no chance, right? Boom. Then Bam gets there, and Bam gets help. Now, Bam was willing to do it anyway, but then you have a princess of Jahad just pulls up, or Zahard pulling up and giving her strongest weapon. Like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So, if you're rich, you're like, man, come on, that's some BS. That's cheating. You ain't offer me, nobody offer me shit. I just landed here, though. I was told to go fight that goddamn eel. Now, alternatively, Bam is willing to do this and take this risk for the sake of somebody he considers the closest person to him, right? So I think this is a great juxtapose, or great position to have your antagonist in. They know the main protagonist, right? They murdered the main protagonist, so they understand the main protagonist, but they also despise the main protagonist. You know what I'm saying? Because the main protagonist seems to not understand. Because Bam only knew loneliness, right? Which I know sounds crazy, but that's all he knew. So to him, that was normal. Then he met Rachel, and then Rachel became his thing. So that's all he knew as well. That became to be his new normal, right? Rachel came from people, allegedly or seemingly, right? Came from people, came from stuff, and then she was forced into a confined space with this one person, right? So that's the difference. To Rachel, or to Bam, Rachel is a savior initially, right? And then to Rachel, Bam is a devil. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is my hell. This is hell for her. You know what I'm saying? She's forced back in that cave every time to deal with him and murder him and all of that shit. We still don't know who sent her, how she's forced there, how come she could leave, but Bam couldn't leave. We don't know those details yet, right? Please, people, don't comment the blog things that he writes, because some of those shit are kind of spoilers, and some of them aren't fully like fleshed out ideas. This is just his thoughts on what he might do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if everybody, if you're gonna comment it, that's fine, but just put spoiler or something. You know what I'm saying? So that people, you know what I'm saying, that don't want to know until the story gets to it, don't know it until the story gets to it, so it's really interesting. I think that motivation factor, that I like when antagonists, quote unquote, the main antagonist villains, have such connections and motivations with the protagonist. So it's not just some loose thing, or Rachel killed my parents, so therefore I must kill Rachel. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know Rachel, and I love this person, and she's been giving me and my newfound friends hell, and she's betrayed me several times, even though she also saved me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where Bam's it's kind of annoying, but that's where Bam's kind of love for her never wanes, because at the end of the day, without her, she wouldn't know anything about anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for him to devalue her. So he keeps giving her chance after chance after chance after chance. I'm pretty sure if Rachel decides right now, yo, I'm changed, I want to be your friend again, Bam will probably let it slide. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, to him, it's like your own mother or your own sister. It's very difficult, especially if you got along at some point, and for a long time. So that's why I like Rachel, because I think she offers something that a lot of shows, mangas, webtoons, whatever, don't really offer. In an antagonist, it's kind of like a Sasuke that's super weak. And also, like, yeah, it's kind of like a Sasuke that's super weak. It's a super weak Sasuke. And also Naruto stopped chasing Sasuke, which is great. I like that. It's as if Naruto stopped chasing Sasuke, and Sasuke was ultra weak at the same time. So, but now Sasuke is becoming, Rachel is becoming mega strong with the new power ups she just received from one of the 10 family. You know what I'm saying? I think they're Konaguero family, from I'm not mistaken. It's been a while, so you can correct me down below. But is it the Aguero family? I don't think so. It's the Paul Labia family, I think. Yeah, I think it's the Labia family, the animal one. So he's getting gifted. She's getting gifted, sorry. And because she's getting gifted, you know what I'm saying? She is like, she created a scenario for herself, and she works hard. She's one of those people that she works hard in a different way. She's very mischievous. She likes to ride on people's cocktails. You know what I'm saying? Because she felt like other people were blessed with abilities and sensu resistance and all of that jazz. Now, she seems to have insane sensu resistance herself. So she does have some ability. She kind of seems like a Wangnan, where they have abilities, but they just don't know how to dig deep and get to it. You know what I'm saying? She works hard in terms of connivingness and figuring out who she can manipulate, right? And then the people around her fuck with her, because even though she doesn't really offer much, you know what I'm saying, but she offers a different perspective, you know? And I think a lot of these people are like, you know what? I'm sick of like other people just being strong. I'm sick of other people just having shit. I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I wanna be sauced up, because some of them are from the 10 families, but they ain't sauced up like their papa. They ain't sauced up like their sister. They ain't chosen to be a jahad princess. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, life is unfair, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what Rachel fights against, and that's why I like her idea, the idea of her character. I think people hating her is good writing. I think if people didn't hate her so deeply, then she wouldn't have been written that great. You know what I'm saying? I think the immense hate she gets is because of how well she's written and how well she shows being bad, you know, or an antagonist to our protagonist. So I'm really, really excited for when we get away from this dog fucking clan shit that I don't give a shit about. This, I'ma save my master who kidnapped me and gave me PTSD. Can we get away from this and get back to Rachel? Because I think Rachel is a far more interesting antagonist and a far more interesting thing to have, and a future foil for Bam that I think is gonna be beyond belief. Because I'm not sure, and that's the thing about Rachel, which is great, is you're not sure if she's going to be the final boss or if it's going to be Zahard that's going to be the final boss. Because again, we know the story can go beyond that. I don't think it will. I think there might be spin-offs of other people's tales in the tower. But we know that Bam is going to have the biggest impact in the tower ever, right? We know that Bam is going to be that person, right? That's going to have the biggest impact in tower history. Zahard currently owns that accolade, right? So that's going to be interesting. So I don't know if Zahard is going to be the final villain or it's going to be Rachel. I'm really intrigued by which way the author is going to go with it, because I think both of them offer great things. Because Zahard is the ultimate bad guy, the person that's there, but he has reasons for doing what he's doing. And all these great people like phantaminum and all these people that reached Zahard for some reason didn't fight or beat or kill Zahard. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't they kill him? Why didn't they fight him? Right? If they're so much stronger than him, Why ain't they pull up and finesse him? They didn't. And that's the intriguing thing about it. That's the beautiful thing about it. So I think that's something that we gotta keep an eye out and pay attention to, because I think with Jahad offers a lot of mystery that I think should definitely be uncovered slowly, but we definitely need to uncover a little bit more than we have. And then with Rachel, we know her goals, right? She wants to go above and beyond the tower. So she's gonna probably have to face off against Zahad at some point. But to be fair, he does allow people that reach a certain level. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. I'm almost 100% certain that he allows people that reach a certain rank to go beyond the 135th floor. But when they go to the 136th floor, no, the guy there, the what you call it, the administrator there don't fuck with nobody, and the administrator there is obviously much stronger than the administrator in the floor of death, because we know the higher you go, the higher the power you require to even be in that floor. So Phantaminum, they're my beasts, but even when they reached there, for some reason, they either disappeared, turned back. I don't know if they kept going up. Nobody knows. They just disappeared. Enryu, all of them, they just disappeared. So it's really interesting. And the connection that they have to Baam and Baam's mother and stuff like that, it's super intriguing. Like, some of them are like out for revenge, but yeah, it's weird. Like, if there's these many irregulars that are this powerful, and they all hate Zahard, why don't they just tag team pull up? Because they broke in Phantaminum broke into Zahard in like thing tower in like short span of time. He just pulled up, broke in, and was ready to just start throwing hands. But somehow Zahad was like, "Yo, my boy, hey, nice to meet you. Have a cup of wine, boy. You see, life is good when you're chilling up here, huh? I'll get your ass out of here." I don't know what happened, but that's intriguing. And I think then with Rachel, I don't know, is she gonna be a part of Team Jahad? Is she gonna extend that story beyond that? Will Zahard eventually open up the floor? Will Baam end up killing him? I think that's the greatness about having somebody like Rachel. She offers way more options to the story. You know what I'm saying? Than just having Zahard. Well, if you just have Zahard, Baam is gonna end up having to kill Zahard for all the animosity and the things that he did and does, and killing his parents, all that shit, right? But when you have Rachel in there, it's like, what's her role gonna be in that? You know what I'm saying? Because we know she makes very unorthodox choices and decisions. So I'm intrigued. And that's why I fuck with Rachel, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it's how you write a really, really good antagonist. I don't know if I did the greatest job of explaining it, but you guys are readers, obviously. You know what I'm talking about. I think it's how you do a really good antagonist. And I think her being in the story really elevates the story to a new height. You know what I'm saying? I think she offers something unique. And her being super annoying and super weak was great, but we knew that at some point that had to change, because, and I'm glad that it changed, because it was getting tiring. It's like, okay, she's an antagonist and we understand it, but geez, she's so useless. 500 chapters of uselessness is fine, but now we need 500 solid chapters of strength, power, and integrity, sauce. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's my thoughts on Rachel and why I fuck with Rachel, man, and why I think she's a phenomenal antagonist. And I think a lot of writers should learn on how to write a good antagonist from Rachel. I think if you look at somebody like John currently in Unordinary, I don't think he's nearly as good of an antagonist as Rachel, because he doesn't offer enough. You know what I'm saying? He only offers one thing, which is changing the school, but he contradicts it, right? So my skin is like peeling off. I have dry lips right now. It's cold outside. But that's all he offers, right? While Rachel isn't anti her own goal. She's always climbing up the tower. You know what I'm saying? No matter what she's doing, she's always chasing after her goal. She's trying to gain more power. Whether it's true allies or whether true deals, she's progressing towards her goal. John is doing the exact opposite. He says his goal is for the school and people to realize and blah 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 and peace and yada yada yada, and does the exact opposite. So it's hard to like objectively to have sympathy towards that character, or objectively to call it great writing. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know any information about the narrative on Ordinary, and somebody told you about John and what he did, you'd be like, Jesus, what an asshole. Somebody told you, and it's like, understandably ish, but also still an asshole. Somebody tells you about Rachel, it's like, understandable, but god damn, what is wrong with her? I think, see, and the fact that you have a stronger emotional response to Rachel is what tells you about a character. The stronger your response to a character, the better. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people with strong responses of all of them, but I think if you just look at it objectively, writing wise, I think Rachel serves a better and bigger and more impactful role in the story of Tower of God than John is currently in Unordinary. I mean, he serves, but I suppose the scopes of the two stories are completely different, so maybe it's an unfair comparison, to be honest. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Rachel, man. I fuck with Rachel. I fuck with her character. I fuck with what she does for the story. What do you think? I know it's like a 20 minutes video. I was just rambling and chatting, but I like just rambling and chatting, okay? It's been the boy, Supreme Cheater God. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
I got friends now. You ain't know, but I got friends now.